A few days after Christmas in 1913, an incredible help wanted ad allegedly appeared in the London Times. Ernest Shackleton recruited for an Antarctic expedition. The text was bleak. It promised small wages, bitter cold, long months of complete darkness, and a doubtful safe return. According to the legend, 5,000 men eagerly responded to the call. There was one problem with the story. The ad never existed. Historians have scoured the archives and found nothing. The text actually traces back to a literary flourish invented for a book in 1944. Shackleton's actual recruitment pitch was a highly optimistic, calculated summary. He reassured investors that the ship wouldn't freeze and their capital was safe. We cling to the fake ad because we prefer exploration to be a romantic, death-defying adventure. Framing the expansion into hostile territory as a thrill ride obscures the severe physical and ethical realities of surviving there. You can see the fallout of this romanticized view in modern Antarctica. Today, the continent operates through sprawling research stations, yet the myth of the heroic explorer still attracts the wrong candidates. Recruitment imagery often leans heavily into the rugged extreme, appealing directly to adrenaline junkies. In reality, keeping a station running requires maintaining plumbing systems, monitoring communications, and enduring months of profound, inescapable boredom. When highly active, action-oriented people are locked inside a confined space that demands an extremely high tolerance for monotony, their mental health deteriorates. Selecting candidates based on an appetite for adventure instead of a capacity for routine turns an environmental challenge into a mental health crisis. This exact psychological mismatch is currently being exported to Mars. While commercial space ventures sell tickets for Martian homesteading adventures, NASA is running the Chapea project. Chapea locks a crew inside a 1,700 square foot habitat for an entire year, measuring exactly how isolation and communication delays break down human resilience. This visual comparison illustrates the problem beyond isolation. Earth's magnetic field repels radiation, while Mars's thin atmosphere leaves the surface exposed. Without that shielding, colonists face a barrage of radiation that damages DNA at the cellular level. Long-term survival would eventually require the colony to sustain its own population through birth rather than arrivals from Earth. However, this shift turns biological reproduction into a zero-sum resource calculation. Some academic proposals suggest that because every calorie and liter of oxygen must be accounted for, a child born with a disability could be viewed as a threat to the colony's viability. This leads to chilling discussions about state-mandated abortions or forced genetic engineering to ensure only productive assets are born. To maintain a footprint on the red planet, the mission demands a level of collective control that necessitates the total surrender of individual bodily autonomy. The governance of such a colony is equally precarious. The 1967 Outer Space Treaty prevents nations from claiming Martian soil, but it has little to say about the private corporations that would actually build the infrastructure. This lack of clear legal oversight means the entities providing the air and water would hold de facto total authority over the colonists. Without government protection, the person funding the life support systems becomes the absolute ruler by default. In this environment, daily exercise becomes a mandatory line item in a corporate contract. These routines are strictly enforced because a worker whose body deteriorates in low gravity becomes a failing asset the company cannot afford to support. The cultural push to colonize Mars relies heavily on the fantasy of leaving Earth's political and environmental failures behind to start over. But when arrogance overrides rigorous engineering and environmental truths, the results are fatal. Extreme environments do not forgive hubris. We are engineering the rockets capable of reaching the next planetary frontier. Until we establish the legal and ethical blueprints to protect the people stepping off those ships, our greatest adventure remains a likely nightmare.